Hi, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of The Veterinary Optimist. I am, in fact, the veterinary optimist, Jennifer Evans. And I'm really excited today because I get to interview a longtime friend of mine who has been in this industry for many, many years. And she's probably one of the most incredible people that I've ever met. So we'll just jump right in. Riane, welcome. And
Hello.
please, if you don't mind, tell us how you got started in veterinary medicine.
Um, I got started in veterinary medicine probably when I was about 18 years old. My very good friend Tiffany worked at a local clinic, or I guess a clinic in San Antonio, and she got my foot in the door, and it's been love ever since.
I think so many of us get started in veterinary medicine and fall in love with it. And it it can lead to so many different things. Some of them can be amazing, and some of them can be where you find yourself almost spinning your wheels. And I think part of this conversation that you and I are having today is going to help shed light on all of the beautiful things that can come from it. Because from what I understand, when you started vet medicine, you had never been in a clinic before. You were
Nope.
18 years old, correct? So
Yes.
for those of you who are listening who do not know, Riane is an LVT, and although she didn't start that way, it definitely led that direction. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Riane, when you were in clinic and you
Yeah.
decided to go to get your LVT?
Yeah. So I stayed in clinic probably for about a year and a half. I got reacquainted with my husband. We went to high school together, and I knew him from high school. Like, we weren't high school sweethearts or anything. But we got reacquainted and we got married, and I was 19. I was super young. Moved up to upstate New York. And a few months after we got married, he was deployed to Afghanistan and he got hurt. And it's still awful, to think about.
Yeah.
Like, this is the person that I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with. And so I knew, like, I had to be there to support him, and I knew at some point I needed to go back to school. And I found a way to take my love of medicine and the veterinary industry, and I just Googled like vet tech programs because, like I said, actually I didn't say this, but my parents were military and either of them had a college education. So college education was like super important for my parents. And so I was like, hey, like, I found this school. I can go to school to become a licensed veterinary technician, and I can combine, what you guys have expectations for me for my life, and combine what I love doing. I love being a technician, I love being in the clinic, and then also being able to support my family. So that's how it all started.
Brian, you know what I really love about this? There's so many times when we are in our careers, in life in general, and things come up that are unexpected. For you, you were faced with a catastrophic event. I mean, Barry wasn't just injured, he was massively hurt. He was
Yeah.
struck by an IUD. I mean, there are many things that we can call adversities, but you faced some really tough stuff. And in the face of that, you turned inward and made something beautiful out of it, like because you went in and got this LVT to serve this path so that you could serve your family. And a lot of us can get in a situation where something a lot more basic can stop us from following our dreams. And you
Yeah.
didn't allow that to happen to you. And not only that, you allowed that LVT to carry you so many different places. And it even led you to like one of your greatest days of your life. And I know that most people think that's like having your daughter or
Yeah.
like meeting your husband, but honestly, it was the day that you and I met because
It
you having your
was.
LVT. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like 2015, and I knew it that we were just meant to be.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
Really did. Like it led this career ladder for you. And whenever we first met, I was working in a practice. You came on to be a part of my team. And
Mhm.
and because of who you are and your capabilities and your love for vet med, you even pushed me to be a better technician, and you pushed me to want to be able to be a better leader. And
Thank you.
And I think that there's just something really beautiful in that. And so tell me, okay, so we're at the point where you've got your LVT, you're continuing on through vet bed, you're doing all these great things for your family. At what point did you say to yourself, man, I really want to take this a step further? Not only do I want to not stop where I'm at, but I want to keep going. When did that happen for you?
Boo. So let me just say, I never thought I would be the person that goes back to school after I got my associates. I was like, that's it. I did not like college. I didn't like undergrad. I didn't like the prereqs. Not for me. So then, years go by and my husband's always encouraging me. He's like, you're really, really smart. You have a passion for this. You need to do more with it. And I was like, there's no way, like I could not get into vet school if I even dreamed it. So I ended up going back to school, as one does, with all the spare time that we have as a mother and a technician and a wife. I went and got my bachelor's. I did an online program through Tarleton State University. And I was working full time for Dr. Lang in Cibolo Creek, and it was fantastic. And, Gary has always encouraged me to look past being just, and then I say just a technician, it's not just a technician. You and I both know that it is not just a technician. But it's our everyday lives, and we think of it, it's just like every other day. But he really was for years saying, you really should think about this. And when I came to work for you and Dr. Lang, like you guys just really opened my eyes to what it was to work for that unicorn clinic, encouraging and saw my strengths, saw my weaknesses, and pushed me to be a better person and to be a better technician and to want to step out of this, just monotony of doing the same thing over and over again. And so with the encouragement behind you guys and your guys' belief in me and the other doctors that work there, Dr. Hinkle and Dr. Herster and Dr. Klein, I was sitting in ICU one day taking care of this patient, this cat, and I can't remember for the life of me what was wrong with her, but I was pushing medications to her, and I was like, okay, the next step we should do is X, Y, and Z. Like, this is how I would take care of it. This is how I would move forward with it. And Dr. Hinkle, God love her, she is one of the most brilliant women I have ever met in my entire life, came up to me and basically just reworded what I had thought, like the treatment plan for this cat. And I was like, oh my God, like I actually like came up with this plan and I can do this. Like, I really can do this. I decided right then and there, like, okay, that is the confirmation that I needed, that I can like get through trying to go back to school. I'm trying to get into vet school. And, with the encouragement of my wonderful support system, my husband and you guys, like, I just decided it was time, because as a technician, there is that ceiling effect. And even when you're credentialed, it's hard to move past it, especially in private practice. It's hard to move past, being a technician supervisor and getting to be able to do more. And so I knew that was the next step in my path for veterinary medicine for myself, was to try and get into vet school.
So many things about what you just said, Riane, hit on so many different levels. And I'm going to try and just kind of go back through a couple of them. One, the statement, just a technician, just drives me crazy. And people who know me know that, because I will call out a technician every single time. Every time I hear the statement, I'm just a technician. Because I think that sometimes we can get so caught up and not be able to step outside of what we're doing and really look at the impact that we're making, right?
Yes.
And so just a technician, really, that statement, I'm glad that you said it, because it allowed me to bring that point back up too. Dr. Hinkle is probably one of the most incredible human beings that I've ever, when it comes to her brain power, it's unlike anything else. And then
right.
of things above and beyond that, whenever you talk about a ceiling effect for technicians, it is such a common thing for us, because we can get to a point where we wonder what's next, right? And then I think sometimes, we talk about burnout a lot in this profession, and I think sometimes it's hard for us to decipher, is it burnout or is it that we're just ready for growth, right? And to know what growth looks like in a moment when everything else is happening, like our full-time jobs and our full-time families and the adversities that we face, whether it is something small like a tree falling and onto the windshield of your car, or something massive like what you experienced with Gary. Like, it's so hard to see past how to get beyond where you're at right then and how to do it and still keep your head above water. And you're living
Yeah.
proof of that, right? Because you've done it every step of the way. Here we are sitting 1 year away from you being a DVM, 1 year away from you being Dr. Riane Galland. And it is to me, one of the most inspiring stories, because I remember when you told me that you were going to go to vet school, and I had one of the most bittersweet reactions because us together, we were a powerful team. And not even that,
Yeah.
whenever you're having your hardest days inside of a practice, one of the things that really pull through a team is to be lighthearted and laughter. And you have that to you, and you want that
Thank
around
you.
you. And whenever you have somebody next to you like that, it's easier to be in that same mood. It's easier to
Yes.
want to laugh and joke and make up good puns, which I was probably better at than you. But
Well,
I mean, it's just true. And I just remember thinking to myself, one, I'm so sad that you're leaving me because you are such a light in this practice. But two, I'm so proud of you. And I
thank you.
know that your story is not only going to inspire your daughter, but it inspired all that was around us, including myself. And now here we are having this conversation. And I'm hoping that this conversation will help inspire other technicians that are out there that are feeling stuck or feeling like they don't know if they're strong enough to make it to the next point. So, on that note, if you don't mind, could you please give maybe two pieces of advice for any technician right now that is maybe experiencing that ceiling effect, or maybe experiencing a feeling of wanting to do more but not knowing if they're capable of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, don't doubt yourself. Believe in yourself because other people believe in you. Um, you know, I am a non-traditional student. I went to tech school when I was 21, and then I finished my undergrad at 28, and then I still had a year of prereqs to do because my vet tech stuff, even though it was a lot of useful information that I use every single day as a vet student, I didn't have those upper level science courses. So I had to retake chemistry after I failed it the first time I took it. It was just really hard for me to think, man, I can get into vet school, because I did not have a good time during undergrad and the prereqs were awful. But it was worth it. It was worth all those times that I was like, I'm not smart enough. Here I am, 11 months away from becoming a doctor, and I'm doing it, and I'm living proof that if you believe in yourself, if you have the support system that believes in you and pushes you and makes you see every single day that you are worth the time and effort to put into yourself, you're going to be amazing. You're going to do amazing things.
I love that. So your two pieces of advice would be: one, believe in yourself, and two,
Absolutely.
lean on your support group
Yeah.
to get you through it.
100%.
I think those are phenomenal pieces of advice.
Thank
I'm
you.
grateful we got to have this conversation, Ryan. I'm not going to get off of this call without recognizing you and thanking you for your contribution to veterinary medicine, your love for this profession, your brain power, your ability to step up to the plate and push others to be better, your ability to laugh and bring light to some of the hardest situations. It is hands down something that's needed all throughout what our career path is, and I could not be more grateful for it. There are many dogs and cats all throughout Texas and Tennessee that are happy, healthy, and living their best life because of you. And I mean that from the
Thank
bottom of
you.
my heart. So
And likewise, Jen, you are an amazing person, and I'm so thankful to have been able to work with you as a technician. As you were my supervisor and just a phenomenal friend, and what you are doing for vet med and just opening the eyes up to our industry just is blowing me away. You're doing fantastic things, and I wish you all the best, and you're an amazing person.
yeah, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you very much. And I look forward to our next interview, where it'll be the veterinary optimist and Dr. Riane Galland.
I look forward to it too.
Wow.
Count
Thank
down
you
the
so
days.
much. All right. Thank you.
Bye.